am Boba Fett.
Clone Army Radio presents to you the Book of Boba Fett Aftershow.
What is up, Clone Army? Welcome to the best accidental Star Wars podcast this side of the galaxy. We're just simple clones making our way like our father before us. You know, the like our father before us thing is getting a little more like it's actually got more meaning to it because we keep seeing the now the two original guys that have said it, Tim Morrison and the, wonderful Mark Hamill.
Did you call him Tim Morrison?
Tim Mora.
Tim Mora. I got you. Because I was like, Jim Morrison? What?
Jim, yeah. Oh, hey, look at that. We're going to go down a whole different hole now. Because I think, Boba Fett says it in the tragedy episode.
Boba Fett?
Like my father before me. Boba Fett. And then, obviously Luke says it. So, I don't know. I kind of like that addition to our intro, so it's sticking around. Stick around. But I babble, and we got a lot to cover. We were off a week for some personal situations, and but we're back, and we ain't going anywhere. And by we, I mean I am John, and he is...
Leto.
Yeah.
Quattros. Leto
Quattros?
Quattros Leto. So many names. So little time.
Leto sounds like a movie.
I think if I go through all my names, I'll probably we'll be at trivia before we know it because it's time to go.
Also,
the Book of Quattros Fett is the new one.
Oh yeah. That one's not bad. It kind of flows decently.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's got some snap, got some pop.
Here's the thing on that subject. Remember our buddy Captain J at one point when you put out your kind of live feed-ish for Galaxy's Edge, and we were trying to think of a name for your little side thing. The Book of Quattros Fett, dude. Right? I got tries with fives. So.
Right. The Book with Quattros Fett. I love it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but be on location and places and, and reporting what I see, Star Wars related, I guess. So that'd be cool.
I like it.
I'll be the reporter. I'll be an on-site reconnaissance.
Your boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. There you go.
On the ground. So I was about to call you Quattros because now I'm on that again. So Leto, we've got Chapter 5 of the Book of Boba Fett, and that was beautifully titled "The Return of the Mandalorian."
Oh, right. Before we get into all that, if I could take this moment.
No.
Only this moment. To just shout out. We made contact. We've made contact. We've reached a new plateau in our sphere of influence. I would believe, thanks to Aurora Farm Boy. He connected us with one of my favorite Star Wars podcasts, Star Wars Session, from our friends across the pond. And I actually got to converse with them via Twitter, and I'm super excited that happened. I asked them if they could show me I called it a sausage sandwich, and I was like immediately corrected. It's a sausage roll, and from one of their like local bakeries or whatnot. And they send me, because I have to visual they talk about it. They eat these all the time when they do their podcasts on location. And they're like, we're gonna get a pint and a sausage roll and sit down and talk Star Wars. And I'm like, man,
while they record.
Yeah, while they record.
That's so awesome.
But they sound so delicious. I'm like, I want one. So I asked them if they could send a pic. And sure enough, they obliged, and I am deeply appreciative of that. I feel Giddy's a schoolboy. And thank you guys at Star Wars Session. Keep doing the great work that you do. We're very much in awe of what they accomplish, and keep going on. I mean, the force be with those guys.
Absolutely. Maybe we could get them on here someday.
Oh man, I'd be to the moon and back. Wow,
Yeah.
I'd be thrilled.
All right.
Sorry to barge, but I couldn't keep it in anymore.
Large barge. No, dude, that's good. I mean, it's good that that's the thing I'm digging about Twitter. I cut it up a lot, but the thing I do like about it is we've been in touch with some other people, and we have a couple of potential guests in the near future, and I should probably turn my phone off. So it's helped out a lot with that. Twitter has been good in those ways. We've connected with some other great Star Wars fans, some other great Star Wars podcasts, and it's a lot of fun. So it's definitely time to start getting some of them to guest appear on the best accidental Star Wars podcast.
Right. And what's funny about Star Wars Sessions is they're like the pretty much Britain's best like Star Wars podcast or something like that.
Oh, is that like their slogan?
They got like a slogan like that, which is pretty funny. Yeah. Like Britain's premier Star Wars podcast, or pretty much Britain premier,
Well, there we have that in common with them. So
yeah,
we'll get them on. Well, hopefully. I mean, why not? So basically, we are broadcasting. I wanted to mention this too. We're broadcasting live from Hoth today.
Oh gosh! Oh, good
Cleveland
call.
is Hoth.
Yeah.
My Tauntaun survived snow blowing the driveway.
Right.
My Tauntaun was very nice and helpful. It did not freeze when it hit the first marker.
I'm waiting for all the snow to stop, and then I'll go out there.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I'm like, man, I didn't want her to get stuck in the driveway when she gets home from work. I tried to get her to take the truck. I'm like, it's 4-wheel drive. You'll be a lot safer, but she didn't want to drive it. I don't know, seemed nervous about it, but I'll probably be back out again because I finished and went inside, and it looks like I hardly did anything. So that's probably what I'll be doing after we record.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. Probably Britain's greatest Star Wars podcast. That's word for word what their slogan is, which I love. So,
yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
I guess before we talk about this, we're going to be talking about Chapter 5 and 6 since we missed last week. We'll do it in order so we're not all scatterbrained. Did you expect? I mean, I guess we knew because of the little hint of the theme song for Din Djarin, but did you expect this episode when he's behind that like meat locker curtain? Did you go, oh, that's totally Mando?
Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah, it was teased, but it was like we're not making any bones about it. And I just want to get ahead of this because I know probably where you're going to go. Like, is this Boba show or is this Mando show? And,
I know.
And I'm not gonna lie. These shows, both these shows. So I'm going to tell you where I stand right away. Just get ahead of it.
Do it.
I'm doing it. I don't care. I don't care whose show it is. The content is is through the roof, stellar. I don't care whose show it is. I don't care what the title is. It's Star Wars, and Star Wars is like bursting through, through the screen. And at the end of the day, I'm not thinking about the show title. I'm thinking about what content I'm watching. Yeah. So moving forward, I just want you to know that's where my thoughts will be in line with. So
okay, yeah, I'm kind of similar. Like these two episodes, I was kind of like, should they have named it something different? But at the end of the day, my only issue is that we've hardly gotten any Boba Fett in these two episodes, but what we have gotten is so freaking good.
You're right.
That I'm with you there. I'm like, I don't care what it's called. And I've heard this dubbed as season 2.5, the Book of Boba Fett, season 2.5 of The Mandalorian. So that makes it better. But dude, yeah, it doesn't matter. No. There's so much good stuff happening in this entire season of the Book of Boba Fett that, like you said, Star Wars is bursting. It's like
the most important thing is of this title is Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't matter what the subtitle is. Okay. It's Star Wars, and that's all that matters. Like there's people like, what's it supposed to be called? Or I thought it was the Book of Boba Fett. I'm like, shut up. Like, seriously. Dude, did you watch the episode?
Yeah, I think sometimes people just get on that, like, negativity and complaining is very contagious. People just get on that train and they go. But no, you make a really good point. The most important title is Star Wars, and maybe I'll edit this out, maybe I won't. Holy shit, it's Star Wars. Like, it is, dude. It is like, this is the stuff when I remember 15, 20 years ago reading expanded universe stuff and like, oh, I wonder what this would look like. Well, this is kind of that, it's not the same stories, but this is like the stuff that was in my head at that time, just all this different Star Wars content.
They did it. They blew my mind. They did. These 2 episodes have blown my mind. I can't.
Oh my gosh.
The enormous, and I've said this over and over again, but I mean, like, the boldness of these filmmakers, and I call them filmmakers because, I mean, it's a TV show, but like the quality is like up there. So it's like a film quality, right?
Absolutely.
Backgrounds, like I've mentioned. But anyways, they're not afraid. And I applaud that. They're not, they're boldly making choices of characters and how their story is told and how they interact with the other material. They're not, for lack of better words, prancing around and trying not to like smash up against or connect dots so like they can not offend anybody. Like, no, like, this is where this character is, this is what his character is doing, this is how this character connects with the rest of Star Wars that we know and love. Like,
right,
there's no bones about it. Like, this and this are connected. Okay, there's no ifs. Like, this connects.
It's connecting so much. Like, I'll admit it. After the sequel trilogy stuff, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know what Disney's going to be doing with Star Wars. I know it's like beating a dead horse, bringing up the sequel trilogy, but I was talking to Jennifer last night, and sometimes I think she just humors me because she's not as, diehard Star Wars fan as I am, but she loves it. Yeah. But I'm like, I loved the prequels when those came out. Like, I was hooked. I was back into Star Wars at that point. I'm like, this is awesome. But then the Clone Wars, and we've talked about this, the Clone Wars comes out and it connects so many dots. It brings everything together. Yeah. All of, those trilogies. Well, dude, now, and now I think this is going to do the same thing. Well, because go ahead.
Oh, look who's making this. It's the people who bridge the gap between the now they're in charge of connecting the originals to the sequels.
But they're connecting, like, it's not just originals and sequel. They're connecting the Clone Wars, Rebels.
Exactly.
The prequels, the originals to the sequels, to where it's just going to be this huge, massive story to where, I'll be honest, last night I'm like, I kind of want to watch The Force Awakens.
You know what you're going to be able to do? Yeah, exactly. Good point. You know what you're going to be able to do when all this is kind of like finished is you're going to be able to throw everything in a blender, right? And then just like let it fall where it may. And then you'll have like Star Wars Lost, Like,
oh, yeah. Right.
You could and then everything just will make sense eventually. Just keep watching.
Yeah. And I think that's been a theme, mostly for me, I think, with this series of the Book of Boba Fett is I'm like, it's all going to make sense. We just got to let it tell the story. And dude, it's telling so many stories and it's working. The people on this crew, Favreau and Filoni, should be signing lifetime contracts, with Lucasfilm. Bryce Dallas Howard, Robert Rodriguez, Deborah Chow, all the other people that do all the big stuff in the background.
Reed, director.
Peyton Reed.
Wow.
They need to just lock them in because they know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. They've gone through Mandalorian. They cut their teeth on the Mandalorian, and they're just getting better. And it's like. It's just everything is rich. I mean, it's just and better, and just like I don't know how else to say it. I just it's probably I don't know if we're at the peak or whatnot, or it's definitely on its way up to like, a show's life or content as a creator. You get to a certain level and then you start jumping the shark or whatever. But we're definitely still on the way up. I don't think it's jumped the shark, or we're even close to jumping sharks.
Yeah, no, I mean it keeps, like, you see it getting better and better to where.
Are they even connecting the Bad Batch too?
I think maybe, because I still think they're going to do their own version of Heir to the Empire, and we saw Mount Tantus at the end of the Bad Batch. So, I mean, we'll see where season 2 goes for that. I think that's coming out this spring. So okay. We'll see if they connect. They probably will. I don't see why they wouldn't. I don't think we'll see any characters from the Bad Batch in this stuff because accelerated age and all that stuff. Those clones will be either way too old or dead.
Man, wouldn't it be cool to see one kind of just like frail and just kind of, well, yeah, other than Boba Fett, I guess, but just one just kind of sitting in a chair and you're just like, I remember the days where we would hunt down Jedi and, Speaking of that, man, we get to see some clones in that next episode. I don't know. I'm jumping ahead.
I know. It's funny because I feel like I want to talk about Chapter 6, but we can't brush over Chapter 5. I kind of was thinking, I don't have a whole lot of notes for Chapter 5 just because it's been out for a week and I've kind of, I've been through it. I've watched it and all of that. But I wanted to bring up the beginning because one, Mando shows up, Din Djarin shows up, and we immediately see the Darksaber.
Wow.
And dude, did I text you about that? Where I called you out again about the the Disney, doesn't kill people thing.
Yeah, I'm going to eat those words for a while.
And they must be tapped in. They're hearing you. They're like, we'll show Leto. We'll show him what's up.
That's right. I am here to push the envelope by pointing out the obvious that they're going to have to fix. And they do. And the next episode. Yeah.
Right. But, I mean, what was going through your head when he busted out that Darksaber?
Well, I'm like, there's no way these people have a chance. Whatever they are, whatever race they are.
Klatooinians.
Yeah, Klatooinians. When he busts that thing out. It's cool to see it again. Okay, so this is after everything. I mean, obviously, it just kind of helps set the time frame, which I already know it, but it's just great to get reinforced. You know what I mean? I'm slow. I'm like, where are we again? Are we report? You just never know until you see certain things. So Darksaber, okay, I got my time. I know where I'm at. Post, Grogu is gone, and but then he's immediately on the mission to try to find. He's already on something. He's trying to find his people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then not just find his people, try to find someone to, make something for Grogu, right? So that was pretty cool. And he's brutal, man. He's brutal with that Darksaber. He chops that guy in half and then chops his head off, which I have to admit, it's a Star Wars thing now. Now it's all about chopping heads off.
Right.
Which is great. Good for Star Wars, for Disney to be like, you know what? We're going to allow head severing. It worked for the French and the guillotine. It'll work for us. So,
dude, I know he came out of there with holding that, wrap with the head in it, and I'm like, no way, they did that. Wow. I mean, now, I'm not upset about it. I was shocked.
I would have liked to have seen maybe some blue ooze or something like that. It didn't have to be red, you know what I mean? Because it's an alien, but some ooze or something leaking out of it. That would have been cool, or some sort of stain.
Drippage.
Yeah, just like bile. I don't know.
Yeah,
something of substance kind of seeping through that sack, just to kind of give it another layer of brutality, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, what did you think about his skills with the Darksaber there?
I was like, oh, did he I thought they hurt him, but on a rewatch, I'm like, oh, he hurt himself.
Oh yeah, same here. I was the same way. I'm like, how did they get him? But yeah, he burns the side of his leg.
Right.
That could not feel good.
No, I mean, he chopped himself up good. But it's a sword. A sword is a sword. So you kind of have some basic, anybody who's ever wielded a sword before, can kind of take it from there. But it seemed like there was some added, when he meets the armorer, like there's some added weight or something. Which, so he had some problems with that.
They touch on that in Rebels Trials of the Darksaber episode.
See, they're connecting Rebels.
Yeah, and
I'm so behind.
I don't want to say a lot, but basically it's very similar to what the armorer says to him. He needs to connect with the Darksaber.
Yeah.
And once he makes that connection with it, it'll feel lighter. It'll be easier to wield. It's like, I don't want to say the Darksaber's sentient, but there's something to that crystal that it has to, if your thoughts are clouded, you're not going to be able to wield it.
Okay.
And you even see that with, I was going to say Pre-Vizsla, Paz Vizsla, when he challenges Din.
Yeah.
Jumping ahead a little bit, but it's on topic. When he picks up that Darksaber, it looks so heavy for that big, beastly, Mandalorian. He's just like, oh, now I have it. But he's like,
yeah.
I highly recommend getting through Rebels at some point because I know, but the Trials of the Darksaber is such a good episode, and it tells, like I said, it gives you a little background as to why he is struggling with using it right now.
Right. Well, maybe, like we got a gap. I always say that I'm going to watch it, and I just never do. But I'm trying to think, because Lando shows up early in the season 1, and I'm like, there's some good things in there. Like I got to force myself, and it's some untapped Star Wars content that I haven't made it through. But I don't know. I got to do it. So, but the question I have about the Dark Saber, not Darth Saber, right?
Lord Saber.
Dark Saber. Does it like people who are more aggressive, like more like Pre-Vizsla and Moff Gideon? Because they're more like they want to be, strength is like important to them and showing strength, whereas Din is more of a hero type guy looking to do kind of good things. I guess he's trying to, maybe he's more anti-hero, I don't know, but he's not like leading a people, and he's not like showing strength. So is this part of the connection thing? Is that what's causing him to not be able to wield it as well? Because he doesn't have that like desire to lead by powerful example.
I think that's a great question and a good point to bring up. It makes sense in a certain point of view, typical Star Wars, right? But Moff Gideon is very balanced. He has his goals. He has his plans. He knows what he's doing. And I think I actually want to go back and rewatch when he wields it, because I feel like I remember him not being that great with it, but I could be wrong. But who was the other? Oh, Pre-Vizsla in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
He also has a plan. He's balanced. I think it's more of just being balanced, because they mentioned Tar Vizsla, the guy that built that Darksaber. He was a Mandalorian and a Jedi. So you would think that would take some serious being centered, your chi. I mean, it's always possible. And I think maybe we might lean that way because it's a Darksaber. It's dark. It's not light, like a lightsaber.
Right.
So I think it's a good point, something we should keep an eye on. But I also think it's more of just how your thoughts and stuff go, like your balance. If you're balanced one way or the other, then the Darksaber will work for you.
And then did Bo-Katan, did she have problem wielding it?
I don't know if I've actually ever seen her wield it.
Okay.
I can't remember, spoiler alert, I guess that I think she gets it in Rebels, but I think
they touch on it here, don't they?
I think so.
Yeah. Kind of
recap. I think she's not balanced, or at least conflicted, because she doesn't win the Darksaber in combat. Right. And that probably, as a Mandalorian, I imagine that is in your head, that I didn't get this the right way. And the people know that, so they're not going to follow me. So I think that's why she made it so.
She was a paper champ.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Going back to some wrestling. Yeah. She emphasized to Din in season 2 of The Mandalorian, I can't remember the exact words, but I need to fight Gideon, because she knows that if she defeats him and gets that dark saber, then she's a legit potential ruler for Mandalore.
Yeah, she'd be too legit.
Too legit to quit.
Hey.
So yeah, I think that those are really good points, and I think we'll probably see some more answers to that stuff in coming shows and whatnot. I think the Darksaber is going to still be a big focus in season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Okay, that'll work. Yeah, and then that's the thing is like I think this little Mandalorian showing up here, I think, is just going to give us a little bit of because we've had 2 years, right? And we've had Mandalorian like for the last 2 years. So these couple episodes kind of like that little desire to want more Mandalorian kind of like appeases that kind of like desire for us, for me anyways, just kind of give us a little tease and, let's check in with the Mando real quick, while we got some time here. We got you caught up with Boba. We know where he's going, let's pump the brakes. Use this platform to get you caught up with Mando, and then let's go hit it hard in the last episode and leave you with one heck of a cliffhanger that I'm sure is coming.
Oh, of course. That's happening.
Like
They kind of left chapter 6 with a little bit of a cliffhanger, so
yeah.
I can only imagine what the end of the season or series, whatever you want to call it's going to be.
So I'm going to tell you right now how it's going to end. All right. They're like, hey, look, there's the 2 huts. Let's go get them. Credits.
Credits. The twins have to show back up, right? I mean,
right, yeah.
They didn't just show those huts just to be like, hey, look how cool we can make these, CGI huts. They're like, no, they're in it. That's what I'm learning, man, more and more as and you've stressed this as I've been learning more about film and stuff like that. They don't show things for no reason.
Exactly. Everything's there for a purpose. Everything is highly manipulated, highly thought of. Every angle, anything in the background, everything the character is wearing, everything has a story, and they've thought it through. Nothing is there on purpose. I mean, nothing is there on accident. I'm sorry, except when crew members show up, that they can't get out of the shot.
Oh,
those are definitely
jeans guy or pants guy or something.
Yeah, except jeans guys, dude. That was so funny. How they made an action figure of Jeans Guy. People are hilarious.
I love it.
That is such a funny thing to do.
Yeah.
Hats off to whoever made Jeans Guy action figure.
I would buy him. If I saw that hanging at Target or something on the shelf, I'd be like, yeah, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
How can you not? Especially when I've got this Spaceballs Perrier thing hanging on my shelf over here that somebody made. I'm like, I like the just the odd, like, different stuff.
Right. Your random, Starbucks cups get in there too, because like I said, everybody's focused on, like, when it gets to the edit, everyone's just focused on like the main subject, and it probably, the background just gets forgotten. Well, once it gets to that part, so that's how those things sneak by. So you got to get it in front of people and get fresh eyes on it, or else those things are going to get, left in there.
It's a real good point. The fresh eyes thing. If you're the only one working on it, or a crew of a couple people, and you all miss it,
right?
It happens, but thankfully it doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah, but it gets caught real quick. What did you think of Mando having to take the bus?
Oh, it was hilarious.
The space bus.
He didn't even get first class or anything. He's just like sitting with the regulars.
Here he's decked out in just shiny armor. Looks completely like BA from head to toe. And then he's got to sit behind like a bratty kid or whatever, and give up all his gear and all his weapons and.
Oh, yeah, when he's unloading all of that, I don't mean to cut you off, but that totally took me to like older movies where they just make this big kind of, joke out of how many weapons the person has on them.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was also thinking, is he going to lose? Are they going to lose the suitcase,
I was totally thinking the same thing.
they showed that.
That would have been great.
That would have been, because he even takes that look at the dark saber before he puts it in there. Like, is he gonna lose this thing in here? But
maybe he won't have to take the space bus anymore. But it would have been so cool if he would have lost all his stuff, because then it's a quest to find all his stuff,
Yeah.
Which is cool. But I guess it would sidetrack him from, getting the Grogu and all that good stuff. So
yeah, it might have slowed the story down a little bit, but
I'm sure
it almost felt like they were going there.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's why we brought it up, because like they were hinting to it, which means they thought of that. You know what I mean? And they went down that path, but it didn't end up where they wanted it to, or it took too long to resolve, or maybe it'll happen in the future, or I don't know. Maybe he looked at it. Maybe he looked at it because maybe in the past, maybe he did lose all his stuff, and another. He
lost his ship.
Yeah. Well, that got blown up. But like after Luke picks up Grogu, we don't know how long it's been, between Grogu getting picked up and him showing up at the fish market or the meat market. So maybe in that time he lost all his stuff, and maybe that's what this whole season will be about, trying to get the Darksaber back from, the UPS or whatever.
I've been on hold for an hour and I've gotten nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny though, with him on the space plane. Very unexpected, because I had that thought when they were on this like space station where the meat market was. I'm like, well, okay, how did he get there? Then they showed us how he got there, because we see how he leaves there.
Well, one thing was cool about that scene to me that I just want to mention about the space bus. It's like regular folk living. You know what I mean? We don't get to see a lot of regular folk just like living their lives and kind of just going about their business, and and they have their own. So there's like a whole galaxy worth of people, and we really just follow handful of people in this thing. There's a whole millions and millions upon millions. So it's cool to like check in with those people and be like tag along with them and just kind of be a normal person and see how the regular guys live and the regular people live and have to get around. When you don't own your own smuggling ship or starfighter or whatnot. It's cool to see that.
It's really bringing more life to the Star Wars universe. Yeah,
it just builds the galaxy more.
Makes it feel more lived in. Yeah, and it's actually kind of impressive for this caliber of a TV series, streaming series, whatever you want to call it, because like even I just have a spot on the space station still pause where he's talking to those people that he delivered the head to, and in the background there's just a bunch of people hanging out, having their drinks and talking, and it really it just brings it all to life. Like I said, it just makes Star Wars universe feel way more alive than just following, like you said, just a handful of people.
Yeah,
we're seeing how people live and what they do. It's not just the Jawas cruising around in the sand, the sand dunes all the time. There's actual people everywhere.
Right. Oh, yeah, and it almost seems like Tatooine's the center of the universe here, but there's a whole another universe.
Yeah, I hate to even say it, but we're going to see Tatooine a lot because we have the Kenobi series coming up.
Okay.
So this was actually, these 2 episodes was a nice breath of fresh air to get off of Tatooine for a little bit. I mean, we visit it still, but it's more in other places.
Dude, and they brought Halo into Star Wars now, the Halo planet.
Oh, yeah, right.
With the armor and the other guy are.
Is that a planet? I thought it was a space station.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's almost like the same thing. Like that looks manufactured or, built by somebody.
I was totally thinking Mass Effect when I saw it. I wasn't even thinking Halo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But similar, I guess.
Well, I just remember being a kid and growing up and they're looking at the science books, and they would always have a picture of, a ring type space station thing with plants on it and apartments, and that would eventually be living on stuff like that. So it's cool to see it in Star Wars.
Absolutely. You just did the Luke nod.
See it in Star Wars like my father before me. How about when we get that visual? I don't want to go too far ahead, but were you planning to talk about Mandalore? seeing Mandalore in live action?
Oh, the like almost Terminator style scene. Dude, that was some of the coolest visuals ever. The K2 droids and the probe droids flying around.
Right.
I need to find that so I can make it a background on my computer because it was just such a cool shot.
I mean, and they're just the bombers are just dropping bomb after bomb and turning the planet into glass. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gas. Well, gas and glass, I'm sure.
Right. They touched on that. Moff Gideon brought it up.
Was it A Night of a Thousand Tears? Is that
yes.
it? Okay,
yeah. Cool. And then, what Boba said about it turning to glass. So I'm glad that they're starting to show. I love that they're showing things, We'll get to some of that in chapter 6 as well, but things from the past for these characters and situations and for the galaxy. I love that they're going back and showing at least glimpses of it. They're bringing it up and then they're showing it. But yeah, that was so cool looking.
I think 17 minutes, 22 seconds. I think it's probably one of the coolest shots.
Like 17 minutes what?
22 seconds.
Oh, wait, dude.
Are we off again?
You can almost see the armorer's helmet in the middle of the screen, like faded in or faded out.
I just see is there a light on it?
There's
Well, didn't they say the armorer's helmet has the horns because she followed Darth Maul?
Oh yeah, I think that's becoming more obvious as time goes on. So so 17 minutes 22 seconds. You've got 2 probe droids on each side.
Yeah, and one in the middle,
right?
And one in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, and one in the middle. If you look a little bit over to the middle, you see the armorer's helmet faded out. It's real. It's because she's telling the story, I think. So it's kind of showing her in there.
What? Where are you? Share your screen.
Yeah, hang on. It's almost hung up.
Turn off the wall.
Oh, I can't. Dang it! I'm using Chrome, so it won't show.
Okay, hold on. I can share because I'm doing it on Firefox.
I hate how that happens.
You hate that.
I hate that.
All right. You don't need sound, right? Okay. So where are you talking about? You see my mouse?
Yeah. I don't see it on yours. Go back like a second, maybe.
21.
Why do I not see it on yours? Go forward a second.
There it is.
See, it's like, so basically I'm in between 22 and 23 seconds because it's more visible there than it is where I have it paused. So we're not off. It's just lining up like those milliseconds, I think. But yeah, it's just kind of wicked looking that her helmet is in the shot. This
is the poster right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah. I would have that on a wall for sure.
Yeah, this is definitely you want this cell and you want that framed and you want that lit from above, certain angles, and you want this on the museum wall. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Such a great shot.
So who would have thought that the armorer can fight pretty well? I mean, Din was having some problems.
Well, we saw her kicking some stormtrooper butt at the end of season 1 with her blacksmithing tools. So she's definitely got the experience.
Yeah.
I hope we see her some more. I really like that character.
You know what threw me is when they said, now there's only 3 of us. I'm like, okay, where's the other guy?
That was Din.
Yeah, they were including him. I didn't catch on. Okay. I'm slow. I'm sorry. So yeah, you got you 2, and then where's the third guy? And then me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't count him as part of their troop.
Dude, did you notice too? Paz Vizsla, as soon as he saw that dark saber, his whole everything changed. He's like, that's my ancestors. I need that thing. Yeah. It's almost like with these helmets, you can almost still see the expressions on their faces. It blows me away sometimes.
I think they're really good at just tilting their helmet or whatever.
Yeah, like the camera angle and the way that they tilt their heads. It's like it's so easy to read what they're saying or what they're thinking.
Right.
So bravo to the acting and the directing with all of that. But did you think he even had a chance? I mean, he's a big dude, but did you think he had a chance of beating Dan?
I think he had a 50-50 shot, but I was thinking that there's no way this guy's got to be big time. This guy's not even the leader of these 2. You know what I mean?
Right.
And how is he going to like challenge for the dark saber, like, and become the leader of all three? It doesn't seem right. Just seems like a way to like to see where Din is, if Din is doing well with his Schwartz training.
Right. I also thought it was interesting when she after she melts that Beskar spear, she says the dark saber is a more noble weapon for you, talking to Dan. Like, do you think she sees like a leader in him?
Oh, dude, you know what I thought? And this is like when she was saying that, I'm like, is Din force sensitive?
Right. I also had that thought too.
What? Do we have another Jedi Mandalorian conflict thing going here? Or not Jedi, but like force wielding Mandalorian type scenario?
Yeah.
It's got the dark saber. Like, I don't know. I don't know if Din is so much a leader at all.
I know.
I don't really see him as a leader. I mean, I see him as an excellent warrior, but do excellent warriors make good leaders?
Not all the time.
Not all the time. You need to be political. You need to be like, basic political. You need to be a strategist.
Too nice to do that.
Yeah, exactly. You need to be strategist, ruthless. You need to be, you need to keep your enemies close and your friends close, your enemies closer. I mean, you got to have these strategies, And he seems to be pretty straight up. Like, I do a job, you pay me, like, or something. I'm on a mission, and there's not much.
Not much else to it. Yeah.
No.
I don't think he wants to do the rest. I had that thought about him maybe being force sensitive, but I also was thinking, especially after the next episode, that if there is, the Jedi Mandalorian, it's probably going to be Grogu, because he's already a foundling, and not to jump all the way ahead, but he's training with the Force, so I think it might lean more towards that. I personally, and this is just me, I don't. Whatever happens. I think it would be cooler if it was Din, but I'm with you there that I don't see him playing that role. My thought too is, what if Boba Fett ends up being the ruler of Mandalore?
I don't know. Yeah, because I mean, he's starting to learn, to learn how to lead. So
he's technically a Mandalorian,
right? He's got the chain code.
He's ridden beasts, not the mythosaur, but he's ridden beasts bigger than the Rancor, he says. So
right. Right. And but he takes his helmet off a lot, which makes these type of Mandalorians upset. Din's type.
Yes.
So, but Bo-Katan takes her helmet all the time. So, Boba would be more of a Bo-Katan type of Mandalorian as opposed to a Din type of Mandalorian. So if you smell what I'm cooking, there's going to be another civil war coming.
Yeah,
or these Mandalorians cannot get along.
I know. Or I was thinking too, maybe he could be the key to like unite them. If say
united Mandalore. Ha ha ha.
He said to Danny Trejo that he wants to learn how to ride the Rancor, right?
Yeah.
What if these Mandalorians, Din and say the other ones are there or something, see Boba riding a Rancor? Are they going to get those mythosaur vibes? Like, holy smokes, there's a Mandalorian riding this big beast,
Right.
I don't know. I don't know where it'll go. I hope we do see him riding that Rancor, though. That would be a nice way to cap off this season.
Yeah, maybe when he's riding the Rancor could like tear up the huts in two, and you know what I mean? That would be cool. CGI it. Yeah, you don't have to show it. Maybe we can see some shadow, so it's not like actual ripping apart of a hut, but
takes a bite out of its head.
Yeah.
I think this is all going to be really interesting to see how it plays out, because you almost have, and the armor, maybe even the armor has a little bit of interest in, I don't know if she has interest in the Darksaber, because she probably could have just taken it. But she was
technically winning the training, so should she wield the Darksaber now?
If she wants it, she probably could have won it. But you've got You've got so many players now. You've got a Vizsla who thinks he's the rightful owner of it.
Right.
You've got Din. You may have Boba. You've got, I was going to say Cara Dune. Wow. I'm thinking Cara Thrace, Starbuck, Bo-Katan. Getting my wires crossed here. You know, and who knows who else? Is there a Sabine Wren coming into play that may actually want the Darksaber?
Yeah, because the people who made Rebels are making the show, so absolutely, that's in play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all. I think that's all going to be pretty wild to watch, and how far they take it, who knows? But I'm in for the long haul with these stories because they're becoming so deep and connected.
Speaking of the next story, like, what is the next live action that we're getting?
Like, with the Mandoverse?
No. Like, what's the next
Kenobi
series that's coming out? Kenobi?
Yeah, the Obi-Wan. I think they call it Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think it should have just been called Kenobi. But yeah, I think there's a rumor that it's going to start on May the 4th. And
for real?
That would be the most beautiful thing in the world because Obi-Wan says, "May the Force be with you," so much that if they brought that out on May the 4th, I would be all in, obviously, because Obi-Wan's the best. But you know what I mean. But yeah, that's the next one. And then I think season 3 of The Mandalorian would be the next live action. And then I think Andor and Ahsoka. Perfect.
Well, I just didn't know because I don't really look things up because I don't want to get spoiled and I don't want to get trailered and I don't want to get opinions before it all starts. And you know what I mean? I just want to be fresh.
That's the biggest thing is I don't like getting opinions before I see it.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to sway my thoughts.
Exactly. So, all right. We're looking forward to more live action for sure. All right.
Absolutely. What are some other things you want to discuss about Chapter 5? I mean, I could talk about Chapter 5 all day, but, anything that stood out to you?
Well, the obviously the spaceship, his new spaceship is impossible to not talk about. Loving that the prequels are in play again.
Big time.
Loving that a ship is survived, and they're gathering all these pieces and parts and teaming it back together. He takes it out for a spin. Sees what he can do. He's got a sub-light speed type booster thing. I love it all. I was just like, Giddy's a schoolboy. I'm loving what they're doing. I mean, it's awesome. Amy Sedaris is a little over the top, but she's a comedian and she's you got to lighten it up.
Dude,
she's becoming one of my favorites, actually.
Right. This is such it's almost like a love-hate thing with her, with me. Right. Every time I see her in these series, I immediately roll my eyes and I'm like, oh, not her again. But then I find myself cracking up and just loving everything she says and does.
Dude,
and
she brings it, man.
She does. She's hilarious, dude. So I feel like I know even the next time I see her, I'm going to probably roll my eyes again, but then I'm going to be laughing. It's just I love her. I think she's so funny. She tells great stories.
Yeah.
She's
who could have thought that a human can date a Jawa and
they're furry. Furry.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I know. And then when she's talking to the Jawa and she's like, "No, I'm working on me right now."
Right. Yeah.
The Jawa's all asking her out. It works. It works so well. She is probably one of the cameo, comedians that aside from Bill Burr, that has just worked perfectly.
Well, yeah. And a line like that, you don't have time in a film to even go there. It's got, we got a strict, line. We got a strict schedule we got to stick to, but in a TV show, you got a little bit more time. You can slow it down. You know what I mean? You kind of want to spread things out a little bit because you got so many episodes that you can throw lines like that in and throw a little hint at subplots and things and give the character some life, not it be so round and explore and I don't know and pique our interest and I'm sure there'll be what's her Peely? Is that her name?
Pelly.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be a little Pelly comic book now. You know what I mean?
Her and her Jawa adventures.
Yeah, exactly.
You talked about the prequel nods. You got the N1 starfighter.
Which we talked about that. Like, I thought, like, remember, like I was telling you, like, it's one of my favorite kind of like starships because I think it just looks so cool and sleek. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Slow him to one of our past discussions.
Yeah, that was just not a few weeks ago at this point, but not that long ago we talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But bringing up the prequels, we get to see some of the pod race parts.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
And then we got to see Beggar's Canyon. We got to see some Womp Rats in Beggar's Canyon. So I'm just like, man, they are just. Yeah, go ahead, say it.
I used to shoot Womp Rats back home. They were no bigger than that.
He's just like, this is nothing.
Nothing. Like, no bigger than 4 feet wide or whatever.
This particular episode had so many Phantom Menace nods that I'm just like, I was like, you say giddy as a schoolboy. I'm like,
oh my God, giddy.
Yeah, because I think I mentioned a few weeks back that I've been watching the heck out of the Phantom Menace lately.
Yeah,
and which I still am.
Right.
So I'm seeing all these things in this, and I'm like, it's so great,
dude. And then here's the thing: it's like we know how those little droids work. They're not weird to us anymore.
No.
They're not like, what are those things doing in Star Wars? They don't fit. Like we're like seasoned now. Like those things fit. Those things are Star Wars. Those little like helmet droid guys with the lights, pit droids. Yeah, like those are Star Wars. Like they're not like the new kids on the block and like we're rejecting them. Like no, like they're they're real. Like they're part.
They were total like Three Stooges in the Phantom Menace. Like I think they bonked each other's heads or something in that. So I think it's the same exact droids from that movie.
Right.
Did you notice the other droid appearance in this? I know you didn't play much of the Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order, but the little BD droid.
Yeah, you know what about that game? It seems like a lot that there's a lot that happens in that game that still gets gets referenced here and there.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't get to play a lot of it, but yeah, I saw the droid and it looked familiar, and I'm like, where have I seen that droid before? But
I would love it if it was the same BD droid, BD1 from Fallen Order. It probably is not, but it was still great to see him, and he's like, Mando's trying to get him to shine the light underneath the thing, and he's like, no, aim over here.
Yeah, that's what my dad used to do to me all the time. Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, man. You just start drifting because you got to hold it up, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It was also cool to see a gonk droid get used.
Oh, yeah. The power droid.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
What did you think of the actual ship? Because like my initial thought was it was great to see the Nubian starfighter. I'm like, oh, this is cool. But I was like, when he was walking in, I'm like, oh my God, he's already getting a new Razor Crest. And then I'm like, it's that. And then they start building it, and I immediately jumped on eBay and bought one.
Okay.
Because I want to.
So. If you're familiar with the ship, where does he put his bounties? Like, where does he fit his? Does he gotta shrink them?
I'm thinking, a shrink ray. There you go. I was thinking maybe he's got the dark saber. He can just behead them all.
Oh,
and then fill up a little droid pod.
Yeah, he could probably stack like 5 or 6 in there before you can see them. I guess it's gonna bring people in cold. I guess.
Yeah, it's just
or aliens.
I can bring you in cold. There's no other.
I don't got the room to bring you in warm.
I got enough room for maybe 1-2 more heads. If
I can borrow your ship, I'll bring you in warm.
I have 2 thoughts on it. One, maybe he's not going to be a bounty hunter anymore.
Oh,
so
bounty hunting is a complicated profession, especially if you have a small ship.
Yeah. Unless you behead them.
Yes.
I also had a thought that maybe he still gets a Razor Crest or something big enough to store that ship in, or
you would just want a bigger ship or a Razor Crest to come back because you made that big purchase for that one model, right? That
I still don't have.
Yeah.
No, I mean, whatever. I still think it's a great ship, and it'll look great on a shelf and some scenes that I make with it. But I mean, if
You know, it would have been cool if you would have had that ship today. You could have thrown it in the snow, maybe put a spider in there and
Nice.
redid that scene.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. Every time I hate the snow. I mean, I shouldn't say I hate it. I just don't like it because I usually have to be out in it for work or whatever. But every time it snows, I want to take my AT-ATs and my snow troopers and just go out and set them up and take pictures. But I never do because it's so cold out. Like if it was, if it was 30 degrees out and snowing, it'd be all right. But when it hits the teens, I'm like, nah, I'm going to stay in my warm house.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, I always think about that. Like, this would be fun to just go out and be a kid for a few minutes and play with my toys in the snow. I used to do it when I was younger with my G.I. Joes. Probably lost a bunch of them too.
You can do it with G.I. Joe, but you can't do it for Star Wars. Oh, I see how it goes. Oh yeah. Oh.
Well, I don't think my brother would have let me take his Star Wars toys outside when I was a kid. I could play with the toys, but I don't think outside was a good thing.
Okay. Yeah.
But so he's either giving up bounty hunting, which I don't know because that was like the first thing we see him do in this season, is he's getting a bounty for information, or he'll get a bigger ship. I don't think the Nubian starfighter is going anywhere because that thing's all pimp my ride style.
Yeah.
It would be a shame to see it go anywhere.
But they make a point of saying it doesn't need a ring to attach to. You know what I mean?
He can go anywhere. Yeah.
And he doesn't have the like the license plate that says that he's he's an Empire era ship. He's a pre-Empire or whatnot. He's got a souped up classic car without needing to get any check. So
historical plates.
Yeah, historical plates, right.
I totally thought you were going to say he's got a bumper sticker that says "We break for nobody" on it, but
we break for no man.
But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. Maybe Grogu ends up using that ship if he gets another ship. If Mando gets another ship, that could be Grogu's.
Yeah, you could put like a little like seat, like a bench. The Grogu seat or a little booster, right? How you doing, Booster? And then show him how to do the two little handles there to get him going, and then he'll upgrade to something a little bigger.
Yeah, it's possible.
A little bit more space, a little bit more cargo hold.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to be bounty hunting, he's going to need some way to take him in, I would assume.
Transport his catch, exactly.
Right. What did you think about spaceships?
Yeah.
He gets pulled over.
I was just about to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, instantly, and it's like, wah, wah, wah.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's funny because you just can't do anything without these two guys showing up. And I wish it was Filoni instead of Luke, the guy who played Luke.
Yeah, Max Lloyd.
I mean, I get it. They want a younger guy and an older guy, to kind of be his partner.
Mm-hmm.
They got the same guy from Mandalorian to be the other guy. I don't know his name. The guy from Kim's Convenience Store.
Oh yeah, I don't know his real name. I think his name in the show is Carson Teva.
Oh, okay.
I think something like that.
I don't know. That kind of took me out of it a little bit from all the fun.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah, because I don't know. It's just kind of like you saw it coming a mile away.
Yeah.
It's a souped up car. It's slick. It's new. He's trying it out for the first time. Of course, he's going to get pulled over, and of course, he's going to run away from the cops. And of course, the cops are going to be like, "Well, I ain't chasing after that one."
Those Duke boys got away again.
Exactly. You want to go do the paperwork? You can chase them.
Yeah. I loved it though when he was like, your voice sounds familiar. Did you used to pilot a Racer Crest? And he just flips that switch and he's like, nope, see ya. I loved the whole part of him flying it though, test driving it, and even before he got in it to fly it, I loved the part where he walked around the whole ship, like kind of running his fingers on it, because that's typically what you do when you're about to get into like a sweet muscle car. You're admiring the heck out of it. So that was all very well written and filmed, but it was fun. And then he gives the nod to the little kid on the bus, the space bus.
Yeah, I know the space
Rhodian
bus nod. Yep.
Yeah. When he lands, that's when he talks to Fennec Shand, right?
Yeah, she shows up and she's like, "Hey, you want a job? Or I got something for you." And he's like, "Yeah, but I gotta go take care of something first."
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh, another episode without Boba?" Because I'm at this point, I'm like, I want Boba. I want to see what's going on there. I thought she would recruit him, and then they would go take care of the Hutts, and then he would go find Grogu in season 3. But I guess we're gonna go try to find Grogu now, which is kind of not what I expected.
That's where I was at. I was like, oh, okay, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see him go find Grogu in season 3, and somehow he was going to get stuck on Tatooine to be able to help Boba before he left. Yeah, I was not at all expecting Chapter 6 to go where it went, and I'm okay with it, but I just didn't expect it at all.
Right.
Oh, the one last note I wanted to make about his conversation with Fennec was she tosses him that bag of credits, and he's like, "This is for Boba Fett?" And she nods or whatever, and he tosses it back. It's on the house.
Nice.
I'm like, that was so cool. That was so like Clint Eastwood style.
Yeah, Three Amigos giving the bag back to the people of Santa Poco,
Yeah, it was a cool gesture, and it's totally how Dana is. He's like, Boba helped me out. I'm going to return the favor. I don't need money for it.
Right. He's family, so that's cool.
That was great. Any last notes on Chapter 5?
Yeah, I just felt like, for real, just like a super boost of Star Wars energy after this episode. I don't know why. Like I felt like we were just back to something familiar and just like, I don't know. Maybe it was because we got the Mandalorian in that storyline, and I didn't know I missed it as much as I missed it until he showed up, and I'm like, I'm just a kid in a candy store, and I'm loving this, and I didn't know that I missed it that much.
I'm the same exact way, and I feel like I've heard other people say that it's like, I didn't realize this character is so new, but he's loved by so many Star Wars fans. I would say the majority love this character. And just a side note, when he came through the curtain at the meat market, when I watched it with Jennifer, she's like hitting my arm, like all excited. And I'm like, right? That's what it did for me. I'm just like, it's so cool to see him.
Have you ever watched these with just her at the first time?
No. I can't wait.
You can't wait?
I get home from work and I'm like, I make myself a little snack, maybe grab a beer if I'm feeling like it, and come down here and throw it on the monitor and sit back, eat some food and watch it. I know. She gets it. She understands.
That's good. That's a good one. You got a good one there.
Yeah.
Because there's no way, like if I had a show and I was watching with mine, there's no way I'd be allowed to skip ahead.
Oh yeah.
So
well, there's other stuff I can't, but this one,
okay.
Star Wars is mine, so I think she gets it.
That's one of the rules.
Yeah. But if there's another show, no, because she even forget what we were watching on Netflix at one point, and it had looked like someone started the next episode of something, and oh my gosh, she was yelling at me, and I'm like, dude, I didn't do it. I swear I didn't watch it. I don't know if maybe like it was playing and one of us, fell asleep and it skipped to the next episode or what, but I'm like, I didn't watch it. I promise.
It's funny how you call your woman dude too. I do that all the time.
Oh, dude. I do that, but I was calling her bro for a while, and she, oh my God, she hates it. Like I told her, I think I've called her bro like 4 times since the beginning of the new year. So I've I'm really trying, because she does not like it. No, it's not a lot. It's like, it was like all the time, every day. And she would just get so mad at me. And of course, sometimes when someone says it makes them mad, you want to just keep doing it. And, but yeah, no, I've been trying really hard to not call her that.
Cool.
Chapter 5, letter grade. Tell me what yours is.
An A plus to the infinity power.
Okay, you're going all in, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I am gonna say I'm gonna go an A, only because I wanted to at least see Boba Fett in this episode. Like I've almost as much as I love Fennec Shand, if Boba Fett had been there when Mando landed and said I need your help, and they did like the Predator handshake or something.
I was about to say, yeah, the handshake.
Yeah, exactly. That I probably would have peed my pants and would have given it like, a triple A+.
Pause. P. Yeah, unpause.
Right. But I mean, really, yeah, it was probably an A+ episode. But I'm gonna go an A. I loved every second of it. I've watched it probably 3 times. I've already watched the new one, I think 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah, these 2 episodes, and then what was it? The last one that Boba Fett was actually in, I've watched like so many times. Oh, when he was flying his ship and shooting at like those bikers and stuff. I've watched that episode a bunch of times too.
Right.
So chapter 6. Prepare ship. You ready for chapter 6?
Chap 6, yes.
And what was the title of that one?
I don't know. More of awesomeness.
It had actually a really good title, and it's something from the desert. A stranger from the desert comes a stranger.
Ooh,
I love that title, and I love it even more for what it actually is.
Oh, I know. Yes, that's right. I've been thinking about 5. I haven't even started thinking about 6.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude. Bro. Dude, this one here is an episode amongst episodes.
This was like a movie.
This was something else.
Yeah.
This was not, I don't understand. Like, so we got that episode, but then this episode happens. And I'm like, what's going on here? Like, we're not worthy, okay? Like, this is like Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior teaming up against like Ric Flair and who's Ric Flair's like henchman guy or whatever, Arn Anderson. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, this is like a massive massive deal. And I did WWF versus WCW or whatever because I don't care.
Yeah, hey, we're allowed to do that here.
Yeah, y'all got fired anyways.
Yeah. So as opposed to what we just did, I want to do my letter grade right off the boot. This episode was a 10 out of 10 A+, man. This was so, like, I mean, they're all good. I'm not trying to say anything's less than the other, but oh my God, the things that happened in this episode, I probably still haven't caught it all because there's just so much going on.
This is the game changer episode. Like, I don't know why you do an episode like this because you're never gonna. I don't think you're gonna be able to match this. I mean, this is the A+ infinity times infinity. Okay, I mean, this is just an episode that is. I don't think it's probably gonna go down in history as the best Star Wars TV episode of all time. And I don't know, Emmys all around. Emmys to the special effects. Emmys to Timothy Oliphant, Emmys to the costume designers. I mean, I was like jaw drop from second I started to the second it ended. How does that happen? How is there no like downtime?
Oh, I know.
For the 40 something minutes or something, or I don't know how long the runtime.
The runtime's like 48, I think, or no, 42.
42
minutes,
without the credits or whatever.
I think that's with credits, so like probably 40 about.
Wow,
something like that. But I mean, from start to finish, I'm just like, I wanted to text you, but I knew we were recording, and I like to keep things as fresh as possible. But first things first, did you think for a second we were going to see Din, Grogu, R2-D2, Ahsoka, Luke Skywalker, Cobb Vanth, and the big one?
The big one.
Oh my God, dude!
The big one.
Goosebumps just thinking about it. like I'm talking about this guy, dude.
Yeah. Right. Weekway proprietor. He's back. He's back at the bar. He is there. He's backing up Timothy Oliphant from Deadwood, the one, the only W. Earl Brown. Thank you, sir, for making the cameo. I loved you in Deadwood. I loved you when you popped that guy's eye out.
Oh, there's more eye poppings and stuff. I need to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I have to say about Timothy Oliphant too. I kind of was rough on him in his episode of The Mandalorian at first. Like, he just kind of had this look like I don't know. I like the actor, but it just wasn't working for me until I rewatched that episode a few times. And when I saw him at the beginning of this episode, I was like, yes. I'm like, Cobb Vanth is back,
Right.
Totally worked for me.
And did you see Cad Bane?
No. Wait, what?
Yeah, Cad Bane was in there.
No.
Dude, he comes in all like, woo, 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 woo. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I heard you've been making some trouble around these parts. Oh, did you hear these parts?
Yeah, dude. I know, man. It's
go deep dive on us, and you know what we're talking about.
These parts does exist.
These parts.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be hard to not talk about him right away, but screw it. Dude, how cool did he freaking look? Like, I remember hearing people say, I don't know how they'd pull off a live action Cad Bane.
Oh my God.
Holy.
Yes. Once again. Well, yes, those words are very well spoken.
When it cut to Cobb Vanth looking to the left and you see the wind chimes and then you see that like hazy desert with the hat and the coat, out loud to nobody, I went, I'm like, I could not, I kind of thought Cad Bane was going to show up, but I didn't really think Cad Bane was going to show up.
He's never showed up before. Like, what, but they're just waiting for like the ultimate episode.
Yeah, I mean, this is the episode to do it with so many other things going on. But
I mean, they just threw the kitchen sink in here and just like, and this is going in, and this is going in, and this guy's going in, and that guy's going in. And then, by the way, we're gonna blow up some stuff that we've been setting up. Like,
right?
Oh my gosh! Like, what? Like, I'm speechless.
Yeah,
Next song.
Dude, and they had Corey Burton doing the voice because you cannot have anybody else do Cad Bane's voice, as far as I'm concerned. It is unique and
you have
amazing.
That amazing buildup. This guy's going to be around. Like, you can tell. Like, they're not going to kill this guy off. Like, for a while. You know what I mean? We're gonna have stories about this guy. He's going to be popping up here and there. I can only imagine. Because you don't build a guy up like this. You have him in the cartoons. You have him everywhere. You can't bump this guy off. So
yeah,
you guys want like a bounty hunter as good as Boba Fett. In my eyes, it's Cad Bane. Like, Cad Bane is Boba Fett to a T as far as how he operates.
Oh, 100%.
He's cold. He's callous. He's calculating. He's strategic. He gets his man. He never. He never fails. He looks cool. This guy's going to be like, because the people don't know the cartoons.
Oh, right.
This guy's going to be their new favorite. He's going to be the Darth Vader of this new show. You know what I mean? He's going to be the one that everyone wants more of. And they're going to end up doing more. Believe me. They won't shut the door on this guy.
No, because like I was, saying that they really pulled off this live action version of him that I think, I haven't really looked, but I'm assuming it's very well received, across the board, that he looks so good that you have to use him more. Yeah. This was like, we'll throw Cad Bane in here because we're hoping that it'll work. And then it works, and they're like, okay, what else can we put him in?
When Cad Bane out, like we're not even talking about Luke Skywalker.
I know.
When he's like outstaging Luke Skywalker, like I don't have a problem with the way he looks. Like, so what? Like, he's an alien. He looks great. His eyes are awesome. He's wearing cool clothes. Like, he talks. I'm down. Like,
kept his head down so you just see the rim of the hat. Yeah, I loved every part of it. It was so good. And when I saw his eyes, I was like, yeah, they freaking nailed it. it's almost cartoon Cad Bane, but you can tell it's live action.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's CGI'd and all that stuff, but the face is like...
Yeah, the face. I mean, he's got the snarl, on his mouth.
Yep.
He just... Jaw drop. Curtain call.
Yeah.
It's done. Like, I just don't know what else they could do in this episode. And what do? I'm sorry to take it to the next, but they kill Cobb Vanth.
No, he's not dead.
They shot him. They shot him dead in the streets of most Pogo or whatever.
Most Pogo, Freetown. Yeah. So you think Cobb Vanth is dead?
I think he's dead as a doorknob. I don't think he's coming back. Why would he come back?
Just if he comes to the shoulder.
Is it a classic shoulder shot? I couldn't tell.
Yeah, he shoulder shot Cobb Vanth, and then he just blasted the heck out of the deputy.
Yeah, you ain't coming back for the sequel. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah. So I think they left it to where because I don't think they said he's still breathing. I think they were asking if he was still breathing, the town folk, when they went out to check on him. But
they couldn't care less about the other kid.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the can't you read? This says no parking guy.
Yeah. Cop told him to go back inside, so he warned him.
I know, and then he basically got Cobb, if Cobb is dead, which I don't think he is, he got him killed because, he looked over at the deputy, and that's when Bane took his shot.
Yeah, so it's all you need is a second.
Yeah. Dude, it was such a great intro to live action for Cad Bane, and I couldn't be happier.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Beautifully shot, beautifully executed, beautifully acted, wow.
I know. If you find that shot, let me see, it's somewhere around 33 minutes when he's walking in the desert and you've got like that haze going through. All I could feel was just Old West films. It was so. It's another one that I would take a poster of. Is just Cad Bane in the distance in the desert walking towards them. Right.
Yeah. Cad Bane coming in and dunga 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 dunga.
Right.
Dunga 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 dunga. Hey. Aha. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, Sir Lancelot.
Yeah.
And then like the whole conversation between him and Cobb Vanth was. Like these guys,
we're gonna. I'm sorry.
I was just saying that they know what they're doing. They're drawing from the same influences as George Lucas did, and they're not being influenced by what George Lucas did. They're being influenced by his influences, and it works and it shows. Now go ahead, say what you had to say.
I was gonna say that. Oh boy, what were we talking about? Oh boy,
sorry. Talking about Sir Lancelot, his Cad Bane in the haze.
Cad Bane in the haze. The deputy Oliphant. I think I lost it. Yep, it's gone.
Dang.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
It's all right. It happens. It's no biggie. I'll remember it down the line, I guess. His mouth. I mean, the mouth. Just the way he talks. It's just like wow. I mean, you got to act. You got to act with all that makeup on. Mm-hmm. You can't just like talk normal when you have those teeth and the thing. And it's just, you gotta, it's awesome. It's awesome stuff all over the place. Just, Timothy's not wearing armor. It would be cool if he had something, Cobb Vanth,
Oh yeah. He even says you shouldn't have gotten rid of that armor.
Okay. So that's what I was going to bring up. We're going to see that battle between Boba and, Cad Bane.
If it doesn't happen, I will be disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, even in everywhere they're like pointing to this hole in his helmet, Mm-hmm. When he sees them, when they're on the same planet, so he's going to show up with the Hutts. I'm sorry, and I did it again, and then for the first time, for the last time, when he shows up next to him, they're going to be like, "Who's that guy?" And then he's going to be like, "He's the one who gave me this spot on my helmet that's bent."
Right.
And then maybe we'll get that scene real quick.
The only thing is who is someone gonna die if they fight each other?
Die?
If they have another showdown?
Nobody ever dies.
No one's ever really gone.
No one's ever. That kid is gone, but not the big players. You're saying Timothy Oliphant took it one in the shoulder.
Yeah.
So
no, I know, but I feel like if we're gonna see that showdown between Cad Bane and Boba, I don't know. I don't want either of them to be killed, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens, how they pull it off.
I never thought about Boba Fett dying, because I don't know if Boba Fett survives a fight against Cad Bane.
If he brings his game like he did in the tragedy against the stormtroopers, I think he's got a good chance. Dude,
those are stormtroopers, man.
Hey, those guys have serious training.
Oh gosh, those are You're talking about stormtroopers? 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 Playoffs? You're talking about stormtroopers, bro. That's practice. You're talking about practice. Okay?
Oh, wow, you just went to AI. It's all about practice, man.
Boba Fett up against Cad Bane, that's like heavyweight title on the mat. And you got to bring your A game. You got to jump over each other and give yourselves the double clotheslines. I mean, it's on, like Tron. Okay?
Right.
You got to bring all your tactics, all your tricks, because guess what? Cad Bane can fly too. What did he do? He's got turbo boosters on his legs.
Oh yeah, the little jet boots or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Even the action figure has that.
Yeah, I have it. He's like comparable to Boba Fett with powers, comparable to Boba Fett.
I really hope they make a new action figure of this guy though.
And Boba Fett has lost a step or two. Let me tell you.
You think?
Oh, I know. I can see it. But there you go, making wild claims that I'll get tossed out next week, when he does the hallway scene.
So what you're saying is Boba Fett is a...
No. I'm just saying, if he has to fight Cad Bane now, today, after, eating all that food and, getting fat on the riches of Jabba's palace, and Cad Bane seems to be, holding his own, still practicing his trade. It's going to be a tough matchup.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think it'll be pretty equal. I'm holding out for, that BA Boba to still be in there. I think he just needs something to really tick him off to kind of snap.
He's got to snap his back. He's going to pull a muscle or two.
Dang.
Against Cad Bane? Come on, man.
Hey, I mean, I love Cad Bane, but if I had to pick or choose who I'd want to win, I would say Boba.
We all want Boba. He's the hero.
Yeah.
But Cad Bane is like the more brutal and more capable fighter at this point.
Now, did you see Boba Fett crush a stormtrooper helmet with a gaffy stick? That's pretty brutal.
Yeah, but that was like before he got into Jabba's palace.
That was like 2 dunes before it.
That was it. He didn't. He still kind of had a little bit of Boba in him. Like Boba's been trying to
rule with respect.
Yeah, and he's got an army now, so he doesn't need to fight every battle.
He's gonna have to fight this one.
He's going to have to fight this one. Yeah, absolutely.
Is he going to have to fly over to Russia and do some training with Balboa?
Oh, he needs to just fly to Cleveland.
Yeah, there you go. It's cold enough here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should do a poll on the Twitters. Who's more, not even who would win, who's more brutal, Cad Bane or Boba?
Well, yeah, but you got to Cad Bane win and Boba win.
Yeah, no, I know. I'll let you figure that out.
Boba on Empire, right?
Oh, you're going with that. I thought we were going to do like Boba the Hutt,
Boba the Hutt?
Well, not Boba the Hutt, but him being the ruler of the daimyo.
How about when we first see each character because I don't know. I don't think Cad Bane has lost a step, but Cad Bane's episode where he goes undercover, remember, and pretends to be a clone to get on the ship. Remember that one?
Oh yeah, he was pretty brutal in that.
Yeah, he was. And then double crossing people, it was so cool.
Yeah.
And you're like, who's this guy? How does this guy have plot armor? Who the heck is this guy? and boom, look at him now. When he grows up, he grows up.
Yeah, I mean, really, he went from one of the, like the who's this guy to one of the main villains in the Clone Wars for a while to showing up in the Bad Batch to showing up in this. He's going places, man.
He's like the 1, 2, 3 kid beating Scott Hall or what was his name at the time? Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon.
There you go. I loved that guy, man. He was so good.
Like, who the heck is this guy?
All right, so Cad Bane is the Razor Ramon in Star Wars.
Okay, Cad Bane is the 1, 2, 3 kid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I just went with Razor Ramon, I guess, because he's cooler. I never liked the 1, 2, 3 kid.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know why. Like, why do I like this guy? And you're like, how did he win? He just did a backflip and got into the ship and flew away. And he killed the clone. Not cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the first part of the episode. Then we get into Din, R2, Grogu, Ahsoka. Ahsoka, I did not see coming at all.
No, not at all. Me neither.
Blindsided. The temple being built, the new Jedi Order temple being built or whatnot, right? Is that what it's? The one we see burned in Force Awakens?
I think it is that one.
Wow.
So that's some more connections they're making there.
It looks small.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they had other. That might just be like the first one because I feel, if I remember correctly, I haven't watched those in so long now, that there was a couple of them burning at that time. So,
maybe it's just like a hut, and it looks like the planet that Luke is on. It's got the same kind of features. The one that Luke's what's that planet he's on all alone?
Oh, when I came here to die.
Yeah,
Ach-2 or Ach-2.
Yeah. Ancient Jedi texts.
Right. So a couple of things really quick before we get too into this part of the episode. The beginning when Din is talking to R2-D2, I'm here for Skywalker. And this whole part up until when those other droids build like a bench for him, and he's like, "Is this a bench? How long will I be waiting?" It gave me like silent film vibes, even though it wasn't silent film. Pedro's acting was telling this whole scene, and I know people love that guy, but I think he really deserves some serious props for his acting. Because
do you think he was actually in the suit for this part?
I doubt it. Okay. I don't think he's in the suit at all, to be honest. I think he just does the voice.
Well, his voice is awesome, but
yeah,
it was just great to hear his voice again too, man. Wow.
Oh yeah. The second that guy talks, I'm just like, yep.
Yeah.
I'm sold. This is great. Yeah. But yeah, right. I just felt like he just did a really good job to tell the story. And R2-D2 shuts off. Like, he's like, wait, droid. But there's that. And then something that I thought of was Ben Solo is Luke Skywalker's first student at his academy. So are they sticking to that? Because if they are, that means we know what's going to happen at the end of this episode.
I already know. I already feel like Grogu's going to be going to the Mandalorian, or else they kind of alluded to it that he will turn into the next Anakin Skywalker because he's got that attachment already.
Yeah.
So they don't want another Anakin showing up. So in the story itself, he's going to go with the Mandalorian, and they're going to go about their business, and hijinks will ensue after they get back together, and it'll be a buddy comedy.
Yeah,
on the road.
I kind of see it going that way too, but I would prefer it not to go that way, only because I want to see both of these characters grow a little bit outside of each other. Have the characters build up themselves a little bit and then reunite at some point. But right. I doubt that that's the way it's going to go. And simply put, because I think it's definitely 100% true that Ben Solo is Luke's first student, so Grogu can't be.
Right. And I think just to speak on the part where you're talking about growing apart, it seems like Grogu will begin talking soon, because Luke said to him that, it's just, my teacher would talk like this in riddles. And so like he wouldn't have mentioned that if, we weren't getting some Grogu words soon. And then so all it is, he doesn't talk because he's in trauma. Like, he's got a trauma that he's dealing with, and then we get to see the trauma when the clones are killing off all the Jedi. And he was so young he couldn't process it, that what's going on in my masters, and you just shut down. Just as far as psychologically, it happens in in our world, and it happened to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think when Luke asked Grogu, "Do you want to remember?" Do you think, like, telepathically, he was sort of speaking telepathically with Ahsoka? Do you think he was like, yeah? Because I don't feel like Luke would have helped him remember these things if he didn't give him the okay. I don't think that's Luke's style.
No, yeah, Luke doesn't like messing with people's minds, I don't think.
Right.
I mean, I remember reading, I don't know, those Heir of the Empire books, and I think they talk about, well, that aren't canon anymore, but they talk about the Force, the mind trick, and the Jedi mind trick, and how kind of like wrong he kind of feels about it, doing it.
Yeah, so I think that Grogu kind of gave him the okay, but holy smokes, dude, like the visual for that, I mean, that was what, like, he's 50, so he was probably 20 or 30, somewhere in his 20s, probably 30s.
It's probably super young for them.
Super traumatizing for him, and even looked a little bit younger in the shot when he's watching these Jedi get slaughtered.
He's like full on watching. He wasn't like hiding under a blanket or anything. Like, he was full on absorbing everything. Yeah.
Go to was it 13 minutes 42 seconds? There's a lightsaber, and like we say, we're saying just before, there's always a reason for them to show something, and I want to know why they focused on this lightsaber. I don't think you'll have the answer, but that lightsaber rolls out of the hands of this guy. It looks very similar to Luke's, which makes zero sense to me because, it wouldn't be. But like, why would they focus that? Like,
I think to kind of show that the Jedi, whoever is that Jedi, as perished, because no Jedi would like let go of their lightsaber unless they were forced to. That's what I got. That's what I get out of it when I look at it, to kind of show that this is a final resting spot of this person that was wielding this lightsaber. Okay. Maybe it was the master or whatnot that's training Grogu at this time.
Oh,
so okay. I mean, Jedis don't have parents, but they do have masters, and masters do take on a kind of paternal like role for their Padawans, which he's referred to as in this episode as a Padawan, which I'm like loving the storyline of, well, he was a Padawan first. And I know, well, he's a foundling, and then like, no, we lay claim to him, and no, he's a Jedi. We lay claim to him first. Yeah, but he wants to be a foundling. Well, that's too bad. He's part of the Jedi Order. Like, it's some custody battle. It's like two countries claiming a natural born citizen, as opposed to someone who wants to immigrate to another country. So this custody battle will ensue, and obviously the kid doesn't have a say, and it's always the two parties that'll fight it out. So, but hopefully the kid chooses, and he chooses wisely.
Yeah, that's why I think we may see him being like another Jedi Mandalorian. It just makes sense. He's already there. He's a foundling and a Padawan, so yeah, it's already kind of begun. So, Luke Skywalker. I did not know that we would see Luke Skywalker in this series.
Okay.
And I have to say that the look of his face was like they just pulled him straight out of Return of the Jedi and placed him in here.
Right.
Like, it is like 11 billion times better than he looked in season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, they took it up a notch. They're like, okay, let's go the full facial, restoration. But of course, it loses something when he starts talking.
A little bit. It's still not totally there. But man, what an improvement.
Oh yeah, big time improvement. There was times where I was like, that's not CGI. That's an actual person. Like that's practical. Like it's a real person. It's not CGI. Mm-hmm. When he doesn't have his mouth open and he's kind of just sitting there, I go, if that's CGI, I was like, wow. So
there's that shot of when Grogu's trying to use the Force to get a frog in his mouth.
Yeah.
And they do a shot on Luke and he's got his eyes closed, but then he opens them and he kind of gives Grogu that look that he gave Yoda so many times before he knew Yoda was Yoda. Like, and he goes, Grogu. It's like, and I'm just like, that is so Luke. Like the look that he gave him, it was so perfect. So they were smart, I'm assuming, bringing in that guy that they hired that did the better deep fake of Luke.
Yeah.
The guy, I can't think of his name on YouTube. They were smart to grab him and give him a job because he did it way better than they did. So good. But yeah, I didn't think we were going to see Luke at all. Like Ahsoka or Luke, I had no idea.
Same here. I was about to say the same thing. Like I didn't think we were going to see Ahsoka, Luke. Heck, I thought it was the Book of Boba Fett, but okay, let's go. Let's go with the Mando.
Again, like I was saying at the beginning of when we started recording, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. This just feels very expanded universe to me. This planet that they're on, the building of a Jedi Academy, the first, possible student, the training, the Mandalorian showing up, Ahsoka being there. This was just all like stuff that you only ever probably, not that you even thought of it, but you would only think was possible in your head, this kind of storytelling. And
right.
I don't know. I was just so stoked this whole episode seeing this happen.
I agree 100%, and I don't have anything to add. My only thing I want to add is I was a little bummed out that Ahsoka's not staying, because I think she would have been a good substitute teacher when Luke gets sick or something. She can kind of step in and be like, okay, well, let me show you how to dual wield, and good to go, right?
Right.
Don't miss a step. But she's gonna bail too, which it's kind of weird. Like, well, why were you there? Like just to talk to Din and kind of back him off a little bit?
Oh, I think she'd been hanging out talking to Luke, which is my complaint, if I have any, is that I would have loved to have seen her and Luke talking about Anakin.
Yeah, they did.
She makes the comment, so much like your father, but how cool would that have been to see them talk about him?
That would have been sweet. Yeah, anytime you bring that up, that'd be great. So, so she's popping up here. Maybe she'll pop up in the Anakin and the Obi-Wan series, when Anakin's around. So, maybe they're just getting get used to Ahsoka showing up.
Right. Well, she's got her mission. And that's another Heir to the Empire thing I keep thinking about is, she's looking for Thrawn. That's going to be her series, right?
Right.
She had to have told Luke about Thrawn. So I don't know. I think we're going to see these characters and I think Kathleen Kennedy had said at one point that there was going to be like an Avengers style thing. So
yeah. And that's when the Mandalorians and the Jedis fight each other, and it's because of this episode. Because
you think that's what it's going to be? The enemy's going to be those two?
It's the spark right here. Yeah.
Okay.
We're following one of the sides. We're following the Mandalorian side.
Okay.
So there you go. And then the Jedis are going to want Grogu back. Hey, let's go get our Grogu back. And you can't have them. And then it's time for a fight. Let's put that on the big screen. Let's charge people $20 a ticket.
I'd watch it.
Pay-per-view style. Yeah.
I was more thinking that they were going to all team up to fight Thrawn and whoever Thrawn has with him.
That'll be like the subplot,
okay, of
the movie.
But it'll spill over to the Jedi getting pissed at the Mandalorians or something.
After the common enemy's done, they're going to implode their little, just like the Avengers Civil War. they're going to implode because, hot.
Oh, right.
Just like anything, really. You can't keep anything together.
Right on. Dude, there's just so much. Like, there's so much going on in this episode that we got to see Grogu do the Yoda jumps.
Ha, yeah.
the freaking what was that thing called? The training.
Oh, with the backpack.
No. The ball, the remote, the training remote.
Yeah.
And he said Luke sets it up for him, and it blasts Grogu, and he goes flying backwards. I'm like, I can't help but laugh at that. It was hilarious.
Doesn't Grogu? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Doesn't Grogu just like grab it and like break it, blow it up?
At the end, yeah. Like he does his little Yoda hops to avoid all the blasts, and he's like even like kind of like making Yoda like battle cries when he's jumping, and he avoids all of them, and at the end he's looking at it and he does like the little crush and it drops into the water. So he's definitely, and Luke says, what does he say to Ahsoka about that? I think she says like he's training Grogu well, and Luke says it's more like he's remembering than I'm actually teaching him anything. Right.
So he's kind of like it's coming back. It's coming back to him. It's pretty.
So
sweet.
he's kind of breaking out of his trauma a little bit from Order 66 happening, and
the meditating is probably helping him too. And then just the downtime and the security and just coming
being
into
around
like
Luke.
Yeah. Positive, person, positive influence, no one's coming after him. No one's trying to grab him. No one's trying to arrest, like take him to see Moff Gideon, use his DNA. Like none of that's happening. So he can relax a bit. He's got Ahsoka watching his back, R2 with the radar. Din couldn't even come down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like a wall. He's behind that wall. He's in a bubble.
Mm-hmm. Which is, I think it's really good for the character, I think. So if he doesn't end up being like a full-on student of Luke's, he's healing, I think.
Right. Good point.
Yeah. And Ahsoka even says to Dan, I believe, that there's no safer place than here with Luke. So he's definitely in good hands, and it started to show towards the end. He was getting all excited about that lightsaber, and the backpack stuff was hilarious, dude. That was like straight out of Dagobah with Yoda and Luke. It was so good.
So good. To quote Star Wars Sessions, so good.
Oh, is that what they do?
They do it all the time. It's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we got some Jedi training. We got a little flash of Boba Fett. Boba Fett made an appearance on his show.
Oh, Boba Fett.
Yeah. They were doing like their plotting of they had the hollow up, and Fennec Shand was talking about what's happening in this spot and what's happening over here, and Din and Chrysanthemum are like the muscle, but they need foot soldiers.
And then Din's like, I know where I can scrounge up a couple of ruffians.
Right.
Or some rapscallions that can join our merry band of brothers and sisters. And then he goes to Cobb, right? Cobb Vanth.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What are you gonna do? I wouldn't think of Cobb Vanth. I was thinking more of the Tusken Raiders.
That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking he was gonna go find the ones that he knew.
Right. There's some around.
Yeah.
There's still some around. What could you do though? So he goes to Cobb and how about Cobb Vanth's like intro scene where he meets the Pikes?
Oh yeah, and he like shoots them all down.
Yeah, and then he leaves the one alive. He's like, you tell him when I'm coming. You tell him I'm coming. Hell's coming with me. You hear? Hell's coming with me. And so run, you cur.
Run, you cur. Good old Tombstone.
I see a Pike. I killed a man wearing it. I see.
It's very similar, yeah. Not as impactful as Kurt Russell's delivery, but yeah, it was very similar. I wonder if he would have sang a different tune if he had known Cad Bane was around.
Yeah, why? That's a horse of a different color. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. because they're like, that spice is worth more than your whole city. That little jar of spice or whatever, and he just kicks it over.
I know. I was surprised he kicked it over. I mean, I guess I see what he's doing, but I probably would have been like, maybe I will retire. Sell that stuff, man.
Yeah, no, he's a man of honor and dignity.
I know. I'm a man of too many bills. I want to pay him off.
Right. Well, he's well taken care of. He's the town constable, and he gets free lunches at the local pub there.
Right.
So he doesn't have to pay for much. But how about the Jawas with that? Was it the Crate Dragon's bones on top of their car or whatever?
The skull. Yeah. How did they get that thing up there?
I don't know. These Jawas are so resourceful, though.
Dude, they're hilarious.
I thought the Jawas too could be some good army guys. Like the Ewoks. You never know.
They are furry.
Yeah, they pack a punch. If you played that game, Galaxy of Heroes, I mean, Jawas are no joke in that game. They bring it. So just let you know. Don't be surprised if you see a Jawa pick up a weapon or two to help Boba Fett.
Yeah, you never know. On that subject too of the Crate Dragon skull, did you happen to notice inside the bar when Din and Cobb Vanth are sitting down talking, they have I'm assuming it's like the rib cage of the Crate Dragon inside there.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's like 31 minutes, 1 second. You got to see it. It's super cool.
But before I do that, you got to go 29:14. We'll get another one of those cool roller coaster shots where we're making a big wide turn, and in the center, you get one of those cool feelings.
Oh, like was that the tragedy they did that similar?
Yeah. Where the temple was like in the lower window. Mm-hmm. So we get another one of those cool, I don't know, airplane shots that just kind of like make you feel like you're in this cockpit or as close to as possible.
Totally.
Right. So where are you at now?
Let's see, 31 minutes, 1 second.
1.
Yeah, dude, that's a cool shot. I like that. I love the flyover stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't notice that. Wow.
Yeah, that's my notice of background thing,
nice.
I guess.
John's background notices. I did not notice that one bit, man. It just totally went past me. That's so cool.
I'm looking and I'm like, that's new. And they showed the skull of the thing on the sandcrawler just before that.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I thought that was a cool touch. I don't know how they got that inside. I'm assuming kind of like fossils, you put them together once they're inside, but
robots.
Oh, right. So I was thinking, if you can find
droids. Sorry, yeah.
If you can find me a Crate Dragon, I'd like to set that up in here in a cave.
That's cool, man. No, it's like they're inside the whale,
Mm-hmm.
like Pinocchio and Geppetto or whatever.
Yeah.
Inside the belly of the beast, whatnot. It's kind of poetic stuff. All right. I love it, man. Great catch. Wow. Hats off to you, man. And the episode just gets better. Look at that.
Oh, I know.
Like you said, there's so much more in there. Like the layers of storytelling is in there,
Yeah, we're probably, as we rewatch, we'll probably see even more things, which I love about that. Like I still catch things in other movies that I've watched, 100 times. Like, oh, I never noticed that before. So, something about the conversation between Din and Cobb Vanth too. Cobb Vanth is basically telling him, no, we're good. You and I are straight. We made our deal and we moved on. And Mando, he's like, there's no easy way to ask for a favor. It says a lot about this guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to ask for help, and he doesn't want to ask for help, but he needs it. And I think that's when Cobb Vanth sort of changes his tune a little bit.
Right. As soon as Din is out, and here comes Cad Bane riding on his horse.
The one thing I'm kind of surprised about, I know we already talked about the whole Cad Bane stuff, but there was no music.
Oh, no theme?
Yeah, like I've loved that theme that he had in the Bad Batch, but it didn't take me out or anything like that. I was just like, it's just silent, which was kind of cool.
Add your own theme. the absence of a theme is probably still a theme.
Right.
What do you say? I see the wow, wow, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, wow, wow.
I think it was very similar to that, too, the Bad Batch one. I'd have to look for it and all that. But, yeah, it was very similar to that theme. I also noticed on the music subject, too, that they play the Force theme a couple of times when Luke is with Grogu.
Oh.
When he climbs that tree and he tells him to feel the Force around him.
The Schwartz?
The Schwartz. Oh, the Schwartz.
Right.
But yeah, they play the Force theme, which always tugs on my heartstrings when I hear that. I don't know what it is about that theme, but I love it.
Nice.
I can't. I had a timestamp, but I can't find it. That when they're on that tree and Grogu is Luke's backpack, and Luke tells him to feel with the Force. Luke closes his eyes, and then Grogu closes his, and he's got his little tiny hand on Luke's shoulder while he's feeling with the Force. It was such a cool little shot.
All of it with Luke and the Grogu's, like, amazing stuff. And this is probably my final point on this episode. The most important thing that they could show here, and it just like, okay, this is why it was an amazing episode. 42 minutes, 28 seconds. Okay.
42.8.
42.7. I'm sorry. 42 minutes, 27 seconds.
The end?
Yeah. What does it say? What's the title card say?
Oh, directed by Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
There it is. Dave Filoni directed this episode. And I'm telling you, Luke felt right. Grogu felt right. Ahsoka felt right. Din felt right. Cad Bane felt right. Cobb Vanth felt right. Everything felt right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And why is that?
Because Dave Filoni directed this episode.
Well, no, I know that, but I'm saying, why do you think it feels right when Dave does it?
Because he gets it. He knows Star Wars. Yeah. He is the George Lucas of our era, of the next generation. He understands it. He knows where everything draws from. He understands all the connections, the mythology behind everything, how droids work, how starships work, how what the Force is. I mean, he understands it all. Like, he's a student of George Lucas, and he learned from the master himself, and now he is the master.
Now he is the master. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going for when I asked why is that.
Yeah,
because, and it's not a knock on anybody at all. I think that he just, everything you said, he gets it, he understands it, and everybody trusts him. And Jon Favreau's talked about it where
it's not even like everybody trusts him. I mean, it's that he is the Star Wars filmmaker. Like, it's not about trust. Like, it's,
well, no, it is about trust. I'm saying that if he says this doesn't work, they know it doesn't work because they know that he gets it and he understands it inside out. That's what I'm saying. It's not like trust as in I trust you with my money. Okay, Dave's saying this. Dave is, he was basically George's apprentice. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they know that he's going to know. In other words, he needs to be, in my opinion, he needs to be the top yes or no person like George was. Hey Dave, can we put the stormtrooper's helmet like this in this shot, or can we do Luke Skywalker's whatever like this? No. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's simple.
Yeah.
That's simple. No explanation needed. No, that don't work. Yes, that works. Right. No, that doesn't work. Dave Filoni. Yeah. Come. Yeah. You want Star Wars, listen to me. You want other stuff with the Star Wars title, have somebody else work on it, because that's what you're going to get. But if you want Star Wars as we know it and love it and feel it in our bones, get Dave Filoni on your job.
Right. He does a heck of a job directing. I'll give it that.
Absolutely.
He obviously knows his Star Wars and all of that, but he's all these people that are directing really are doing great, but it's cool to see him transition from animation to live action. This could be a Dave Filoni directed film coming sometime in the future.
Can we find, do you think, I'm going to call it right now, what day is it? February 3rd, 2022. Could we get a Oscar-nominated Best Director Star Wars film directed by Dave Filoni in the future?
Possibly. Well, Star Wars never gets that love with those awards, It's typically like ILM or
the editing or the sound effects or the music or set design or costumes or whatnot. Everything, but it's never the directing. It's never screenplay.
It's never acting.
It's never acting. It's never best screenplay. Right? Well, I don't know. If anybody has the potential,
I don't have an issue with that.
All right.
Somebody's eventually got to get one, right? I mean,
for directing, yeah.
There's so much good Star Wars that how has nobody gotten it?
I have no idea. George has never gotten one other than like an honorary one.
Yeah.
But everybody who's worked for George on everything else has gotten one. His wife has one, for Pete's sake.
Oh, really?
His ex-wife. Not for
Marsha.
Pete's sake. Yeah, I'm just saying like everybody, because, for editing. Not saying for Pete's sake. I don't mean it that way. I mean it like give George a freaking Oscar for his work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not because he's worked hard, it's because it's good.
Yeah. Something we didn't actually mention about Chapter 5 was the director for Chapter 5, who I think has really been showing some serious skills.
Was that Bryce?
Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Right.
I had this thought, and I think I was talking to Jennifer. I was like, they wanted Patty Jenkins to be the first Star Wars film director with Rogue Squadrons, and we keep hearing buzzes that's like on the shelf or whatever. Maybe we throw that at Bryce Dallas Howard.
So he can handle it. Yeah.
Anybody on this crew in the Mandoverse is skilled enough to do it. You don't have to go outside of this crew. Deborah Chow, why not? I mean, she's doing Kenobi, but you know what I mean? Like
Tiki Waititi, right?
Yeah, he's got a film, I think, that's supposed to come out in like 10 years.
Right.
They're just taking so long with all these films.
Did he do those Thor movies? Is that him? Was that him? Did the Thor movies?
I think he just did the one. I don't know. I don't know for sure if he did all of them. I think it was just Ragnarok. All
right, because it's going to be a little wacky if he's in charge,
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a little bit different, Just so you know. Just be prepared. It's going to be different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they showed the logo, and the logo alone was different.
Right.
Like it was just like different colors for the Star Wars logo. So I think it'll probably be fun.
It'll be a fun Star Wars, absolutely.
Yeah.
It'll be whimsical. It'll be fun. It'll be wacky. It'll be everything that guy Taika is. So I don't know how do you say his name?
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, Waititi. Right. Sorry, I'm horrible with names. Horrible.
Yeah. It's all right.
It's the Spanish in me. I can't make some of these words happen. Yeah, it's great to go back to Mando, Grogu, Luke, Ahsoka, Cad Vanth, and Cad Bane. Intro, first episode of Cad Bane. Bane is going to be like, this episode is going to be, go down in history, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But we got one more episode, and you never know how they're going to end it.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what. I'm not even trying to figure out where they're going with it. I'm assuming it's going to be the war against the Pikes, but is it?
Yeah. I don't know. Does Darth Maul show up again? I don't know. I doubt that. Like now we're speculating, but I mean, who else how can you oh, that's right. You still got Chrysantian, whatever. I mean, we haven't really seen him in a battle.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've seen him fight a couple of dudes, but nothing crazy. Nothing he couldn't handle. Well, yeah. When he didn't have his weapon for some reason.
Left it outside for some reason.
I'm going to leave this here. It'll make me more stealthy.
Right. I mean, he was definitely stealthy. He got past everybody to get to Boba. But do you think? And it's kind of hard because I don't like to speculate or think about who's going to show up in an episode. I like to more think about the episodes. But on that, do you think we'll see an appearance of Han Solo in the finale?
For what?
I don't know.
Because
all I know is no. I mean, the only reason I'm saying it is because I had heard that he had signed on to do something. Doesn't mean it's this, but
yeah. I just don't know what
Tatooine and all that. So
would he break up the fight? Is he going to be represent the Republic and be like, all right, I'm the law here. I'm the Republic. me and Leia here. Hi,
yeah.
Hi,
honey. But because I can't see him showing up to help Boba Fett. That would be weird.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think that would be right at all.
Yeah, and he wouldn't help the Pikes unless there's some connection with Crimson Dawn and Kira in there, and he's got some, feelings he's still holding on to with Kira.
With fearing. You have my gratitude. I don't know, man. I don't see Han Solo. There'd be no point for him to show up. He's not on anyone's side, just like you said. Mm-hmm. He's got no stake in the game, I guess. I don't know. The one I think would come, ready for this one? You heard it here first, folks.
Bosk.
Oh, no. I didn't think about Bosk.
Dengar.
Dengar. No, Bo-Katan craze.
Oh, Bo-Katan, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think she shows up, gives Din a good swift kick in the butt.
You think she's going to take the Darksaber from him?
Well, she's going to, Din's going to be, distracted. And then she's going to come in with a chair and hit him over the head. And then she's going to grab the Darksaber. She's going to be like, I got it.
And the ref's going to count 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, well, it's a disqualification, but...
Well, the ref is out cold.
Oh, of course he is.
Come on, man.
Of course he's out cold. He's been out cold
until the other guy pins the other one, and then the ref wakes up.
Yeah, then the ref will wake up, and no, somebody will drag the ref over, and then make his arm go 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how many times have we seen that one?
Right. Exactly. Oh my goodness.
All right, Bo-Katan Kryze. I'd be all right with it. I think it would be very...
I like Kryze. Because she's crazy. She's cray-cray.
She's crazy.
Yeah.
I could see it leading into the season 3 of The Mandalorian if she comes in and kicks his butt and takes the Darksaber.
Oh.
Then he might want it.
I'm also calling it here, because you just mentioned it, season 3 of The Mandalorian will get teased at the end of the credits.
Oh, okay.
So watch after the credits, don't do what I did. And just turn it off. Yeah, and then get the text from John a couple minutes later, like, hey, did you watch the end? And I'm like, I knew it.
I think that's going to be a new thing. Marvel's done it forever, so I think Star Wars is picking up on it. The one thing I did want to ask you, and it depends on how this Chapter 7 goes, but do you think there's a chance we get a Luke Skywalker series? I
hope not.
You hope not.
I can't stand looking at his mouth not work right. If they do a Luke Skywalker series, this is what I want, okay? I do not want his face to be CGI'd. I want it to be the guy that looks like Luke. Just be Luke, just like what they did with Han Solo. You know what I mean? I don't care that he doesn't really look like Luke 100%. I'd rather have an actor play Luke Skywalker than CGI face reconstruction kick me out of the scene every 2 seconds when he moves his mouth.
Okay.
I'm telling you that right now. I'm going to stand firm on that too, by the way.
Okay. I mean, I personally think that the mouth was better.
It was better, but still.
But I see what you're saying. But yeah, no, my question is just a Luke Skywalker series. I'm not talking CGI or anything. Just, do you think it's possible that we get something like that, or an animated series with Mark Hamill voicing it?
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Animated all day. Absolutely. Just if it's live action, I put my 2 cents out there how I would want it.
Okay.
But who am I? I ain't nobody.
Yeah. What do you think they're listening to you?
They must be, because everything I say comes up in the next episode.
Nice.
Not to toot my own horn.
Hey,
You know?
toot it, why not? All right. So, anything else?
Take me to the hospital. I can't take this anymore.
Probably go out and snowblow the driveway again.
Oh,
Ugh.
man.
Ugh.
That was from the Burbs, by the way. Take me to the hospital.
Yeah, that went over my head. I don't really know that movie all that well.
Yeah.
I'm a Star Wars person. I don't know this other stuff you speak of.
Yeah. So, when's trivia coming back? That's what I'd like to know.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I have any.
Don't have it.
Wow. Caddyshack.
Caddyshack 2. Sorry, working in the film industry, I've gone full cinephile. I'm a no holds barred cinephile. Since it's, the industry that I work in now, I feel like I don't have to hold back. I bust out movie quotes all day long, every day, to anybody who's on my team or crew or anybody. And, we get a chuckle. So it's fun.
What's a cinephile?
Someone who's like really into films and movies and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Basically you.
Nice.
And me. Yeah, if I could plug my other show at this point.
That would be me. I've been swimming in raw sewage. This guy's got another show he wants to plug on Clone Army Radio. What is this?
Yeah,
Go for it.
Yeah, you've heard me talk about it before.
Go for it, Stephanie.
Step on it, Stephanie. Yeah, if anybody's into, just straight up sci-fi other than Star Wars, I got another show called Sci-Fi Rewind. I do it with my coworker Roger, and we're having guests on now. So we're getting other people from the studio on to talk about their favorite films, and we're all learning. We're all getting in the same room, and we're all hashing it out, and we get to we make them do the pitch session to us. So they pitch us their favorite movie, and so we play the executives, they play the filmmaker, and we have a lot of fun. And that's how we learn about the story and the characters and the directors and the writers, and we all we throw light jabs, but we don't try to destroy anything. These people work really hard on everything, and we try to respect the craft. But sometimes we are like, what were you thinking? Reach out to us and let us know. But Sci-Fi Rewind, anywhere you can find a podcast, wherever you listen to this podcast, you'll find it. And check us out. We're just getting started, and we're excited, and we're only going to grow and have more people on. So and let us know how we do, how we're doing. All right. Thank you for that, John. And in one day, soon, we're going to have you on, and you'll be on that show pitching us something. So you got to start thinking about your favorite sci-fi movie.
Oh crap. Okay. Yeah, I'll start thinking about that, because I'll have to learn how to pitch it to you. I've been listening, so listen to you guys do it, and I should be able to figure it out.
Well, that's another reason why we're doing it, is to kind of teach you, some behind the scenes, how things get made, how the sausage gets made a little bit, from a filmmaker's point of view, how a movie goes from an idea to, production. We're focusing on the idea part, how to pitch the idea, and go from there,
Mm-hmm.
Because everything starts with an idea, a spark, if you will.
Right.
So we kind of just want to shine a light on that.
I did find a trivia question.
What?
Yeah, I actually have a folder in my filing cabinet over here that's a podcast folder.
That's organized.
Dude, I gotta be organized or I'd lose my brain.
That's impressive.
All right. So, how many moons does Hoth have?
Hoth moons? Are you saying that?
It's kind of fitting since it's Hoth outside. Yeah, there's multiple choice too, my bad.
Oh, good.
Hey, I'm trying to put Cad Bane back on his stand that he fell off of. Little holes in his feet. It's gotta hurt. A6, B3, C9, D none.
D none.
You think it's a D none, huh?
Yeah.
I think it's got at least 9, but I think I'm just programmed to think C is right all the time.
Okay.
But you're gonna go with D.
D none. 'Cause I don't remember them talking about D none. I mean, no moons for Hoth.
I mean, everything's a moon in Star Wars.
Oh, so yeah, Hoth could be a moon.
Yeah. The answer is, we were both wrong. You're both right. It's B, 3.
3.
Yeah, 3.
How do they know this?
They counted them.
Okay.
That's. I have no idea who makes
3,
stuff up.
3, 3.
There you go. All right, one more. What do we got? Oh, it's all about cold, I guess. We had Hoth. Now we're talking carbon freeze. Man, I'm ready for winter to be over already. All right. Where was the carbon freeze chamber located in Cloud City? A processing vein. B, the carbon wing. C, the Tabana warehouse. D, transport docking bay.
Boy, oh boy. I don't know.
I mean, the most obvious would be the carbon wing, but
right.
I doubt that's right.
I'm going to go with your judgment on this one.
Ugh.
When the going gets tough, the tough run away.
The tough bail. Nice. Transport docking bay, no. Processing vein.
I don't know. I can process of elimination. Yeah.
C. It's probably not the Tabana warehouse. That's. I don't know.
I'm a tobacconist.
Carbon wing? I mean.
My hovercraft is filled with eels. Sorry. I'm off
Carbon
topic.
wing's so dumb, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the processing vein. Oh, well.
There it is.
I don't know. To me, it just didn't. I guess, yeah, processing. They're processing crap and freezing it. So I guess it makes sense now, but it didn't 2 minutes ago.
Funny how hindsight's 2020.
Right. All right. So
yeah. Any cool other toys that you got that you need to? I mean, it seems like I was getting a text like every.
Oh yeah.
Every day it seemed like you're like, check this out and check that out.
I got a couple of things. I think I did the Slave 1 fire spray.
Right.
I put that up online, I think.
That was a big hit with the Twitter peeps.
Yeah. Well, it's a cool ship, man. I still haven't opened it. I was thinking about opening it maybe this weekend.
Okay.
I bought the.
What's the difference between that one and the one I see in the back over there?
Well, that's the thing is I don't totally know. That's why I want to open it. I actually have 3 Slave 1 ships now.
Wow, fire sprays. Yeah. Okay.
I bought 2, the one you see there, and then another one back that way somewhere that's like really beat up. They're both kind of beat up.
Yeah.
But they're from the Power of the Force line, and it cost me I think I got them for like $20.
Wow.
It was such a deal, dude. I mean, just because this one looks fine. It doesn't look all beat up. It looks good enough, and
looks great.
But I think the new one, the cockpit's like bigger. You can actually seat a couple of people in it, whereas this one you can only fit Boba in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to open it. I just, a lot going on, crappy weather, all that stuff. I haven't had a chance to.
Will you ever show people a picture of your collection like I see it, just to kind of like know what we're talking about?
Oh, like all the stuff in the background?
Yeah, like putting the camera like where I'm at and taking a picture of all your Star Wars gear.
I mean, I can. I'd like to have it a little more organized. There's some stuff that's not yet, like over on that way. The stuff that's all over there is just kind of on a table at the moment. So
it seems completely set up to me.
Yeah, I'm very, I guess, anal when it comes to that stuff. I want it to look perfect. That's why I've been doing just kind of like little pictures here and there of stuff. Like I had a little Clone Wars battle that I think I took pictures of not that long ago. You're like the guy that has like the room
with the table that has like the Civil War battle outline with little miniatures. You know what I mean? And you're like, I just got my new trees in for the hill 70H2 over here, and I got my, I'm doing the voice, but I'm trying to be nice, not trying to be like, like that, but like because your battles are so detailedly organized and there's so much in there. It's a labor of love. I can tell you love it, and it shows.
Yeah, it's fun. Like I have one shelf I have some of my favorite scenes from the movies set up, and then another shelf I have just like expanded universe meets canon stuff type of scenes, just my own like kind of made up stuff. And I have a Hoth battle off that way that's probably not super visible,
right?
Got Jabba's palace, 2 versions of Jabba's palace actually. Like I don't know, dude. I say 2 versions because I've got like Boba Fett sitting on his throne in the one setup, and then I have like the actual Power of the Force like cardboard fold out 3D Jabba's palace that I finally just opened. My brother got me one years ago, and I looked at it and I'm like, I don't know how to open this thing, and I ended up like tearing pieces of it to try to unfold it.
Right.
All I really had to do was read the directions, but when I was probably 15 years old, I'm like, I don't want to read directions, I
don't want to read directions now.
Yeah, exactly. So, but this time it was one of my nights off. I bought a new one off of eBay, and I opened it up and I looked at the directions and I'm like, oh my God, this was so easy to do. I like unfolded it all, and I just like, I have one thing like heavy sitting on it right now because it keeps wanting to like fold back up. Yeah. So before I set anything up on there, I'm trying to, hopefully it'll train that piece of cardboard to stay where it is.
Right.
And then I'll set up like the Jabba Palace scene.
Let me ask you something real quick. Off the blue, you can cut this out if it's too much. But if you had the like a 501st at your disposal, like they did, to film the Moff Gideon scene, in season 1 of Mandalorian, right?
Oh, like the
501st. Would you be able to set them up in ranks and everything, and in proper order and everything, and proper stance and whatnot, and be like, no, you're like a commander, you come here, and you're a foot soldier, you go in the back, and you got to hold your guns like this. And
I think I probably could. Yeah.
That's awesome. Bravo. That's awesome. That'd be so cool.
I love my troopers, man. So like, I don't know if you can see the actual 501st from Revenge of the Sith back there, but I've got them all lined up, walking with Anakin to storm the temple.
Wow. Yeah, I see that.
So yeah, I got them all like holding their rifles the right way and everything. So
That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's fun, man. I mean, it's expensive as heck, but it's fun, and I got the room to do it. So
perfect.
All right. We didn't want to skip over either of those chapters, but
I think we gave both episodes they're just due. Yeah.
We'll be back next week next week is Star Wars Podcast Day too.
Oh, right.
So, I mean, I don't think we have to do it on the day. I think we have to do it in the week. I guess
we have the week. Yeah.
Our next episode will just be the finale and Star Wars Podcast Day.
Wow, that's a pretty cool thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Airship.
So, if y'all don't know what Star Wars Podcast Day is, check it out on social media. It's pretty cool. It's just a bunch of other Star Wars podcasts kind of getting together and
proclaiming the podcast day, I think, because that's the first day the very first Star Wars podcast launched.
Right.
So they're paying homage to that, which, without them, we wouldn't be here today. So we definitely want to conclude ourselves in that. When I heard about it, I'm like, we're in. How can we not be in? And
right.
It's cool to like kind of join hands as a community, I guess, right? And say, hey, this is what we do. And whenever you need your Star Wars fix, I mean, there's hundreds, probably thousands of Star Wars podcasts that do it. So choose one and go. And then
Right.
accidentally find us.
Yeah, you're going to choose one, but you accidentally click Clone Army Radio, and then
Right.
boom, we got you.
We got you good. We got you good. Fooled you.
Nice.
I think it's the red logo that probably that draws the eye. So.
Oh yeah, I think so too. But yeah, right on. So we will see you all next week.
Yes.
May the Schwartz be with you.
All right. May the Schwartz be with you.
Do it. Admiral Piet.